All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. My name is John, and today I wanted to revisit one of my old guide videos, and because there's a lot of new players coming into this game, I wanted to talk about what to do after seasons. So, as you guys know, they extended the season. Originally, it was supposed to end in sometime July, and they extended it another month, and I guess so for people who are either wrapping up the season or like midway through it, and you're probably wondering, what do I do afterwards? I made a little list of things that I thought were pretty interesting to talk about and things that I would recommend for you guys to do after season so it doesn't feel as overwhelming as if you were to just go in blind. So, as you guys know, once you graduate seasons, you talk to Fugar, you do a few quests, and then it's basically confirming that you want to go into the open world, and basically you finish the tutorial in a way. So basically, make sure to get your gift. I've done literally every season. How many seasons has it been actually? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 seasons already. That's wild. I can't believe seasons came out like 3 years ago. That's nuts, actually. But anyway, so, assuming you haven't done these already while playing the season, first of all, I would recommend doing the Magnus, because I'd like to assume that when you graduate seasons, your gear looks something similar to this. Ignore the weapon, I converted that one, and then we failed that pen attempt. But anyway, I assume your gear looks something like this, full pen to Vala, and ideally, if this is your first character, you convert all of the gear into boss gear, and it should look something similar to this in terms of like Tet gear. And I have another video that I talk about what to do afterwards, how to like transition into like the real game, more or less. And so first of all, you have gear similar to this, right? And you're wondering, where do I go from here? So first of all, when you convert them, you're going to have all tech gear. I made a video a while ago, so just watch that one. But doing the Magnus quest is the first thing you should do. And how you know where it is first of all, you go into your suggested tab or like main or something. And then it'll be like, Magnus, talk to someone or talk to the Black Spirit. And basically all these wells in town, like these well thingies, they're all over the world. You go down the Abyssal Well, and then there's Wuju, the NPC. You talk to them and do a long quest line. And once you get to the end of the quest line, it gives you a box that allows you to basically get one piece of pen gear. And it's selectable, so you get the right one. And if you need help picking which one you want, just let me know and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. But that'll be probably your first goal of getting gear past Tuvala. And then there's an NPC over here that you've probably talked to multiple times during the season, Jetina, because she allows you to start doing quests towards your guaranteed pen weapons and armors. So I have a video of that as well. That's it's kind of old now, but basically it's still relevant. Nothing changed, so it's still up to date, more or less. And what you do basically is do a bunch of dailies, get a bunch of materials, and then instead of enhancing your gear like you did to Vala and Naru, basically you do that and you get your pen gear that way. So Jetina will give you all that, plus you start doing a pen accessory quest, and that one is definitely very important because accessories are very difficult to obtain, and getting it to pen is just pain and suffering all the way till the end, even now. So if you don't know what to do, there's another thing that we cover, and I'm not sure if this is on seasons or only after you graduate seasons. So there's a progression pass at the top of your screen, and as a new player, I would definitely recommend doing all of these, and it tells you like what to do, and it's kind of like a beginner guide tutorial. And you see the guaranteed pen quest line, or not really quest line, just a bunch of objectives to do. I would do that, and it's like a step-by-step. You get rewarded for doing various things. So yeah, I'd recommend at least trying all of them. The rewards that you get down here from the completion rate, they're actually very good. So it's like a bunch of silver and a bunch of like good materials that I think are actually useful. So yeah, definitely start recommending doing all these. This is just by questing, doing the story for the first time, PvE, learning how to grind different spots, and gathering, farming, cooking, butchering, training, all life skills. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later. And of course, game tips is basically, have you gone to your settings menu? Do you know how to use the keyboard and mouse or a controller? And then, yeah, basic stuff like that. So definitely do that. It's a lot of easy rewards to get. And let's say you are out of seasons right now, fresh out of the whatever graduation, and you're wondering, okay, so aside from going for gear upgrades, what should I do? And if you haven't already done this during the season, I would recommend going for your infinite potions. So it's basically like these two things, right? And the reason why you would do this is because they are basically a very nice quality of life item that once you get it, you just never have to think about it again. And so, yeah, it's really nice to have. If you don't have it, it's fine. Just get it on your own time. I do believe they're actually going to make it tradable and sellable on the market at some point. They talked about that during the Heidel Ball, and who knows when it's going to be implemented. So it's just soon TM, I kind of believe. So definitely something to start working on right now. Infinite potions. What you would do is go to your quest tab, the reoccurring, and the legacy of the goddess Sylvia. And basically there are 6 pieces of infinite potions to get to combine into 2 different ones. So there's a health potion and then the mana potion, red versus blue. And so Voltara's memory is the mana potion, Tranquil thingy is for the HP potion, Narc Solus is MP or mana, Venom I believe is mana potion, and Bloodwolf and Dragon's Fang are both health potions. So if you were to only get one of the 2, I would recommend going for the health potion. I do believe that is more valuable than the mana one. It also depends on your class. Do you feel like you need it? But overall, it's just a really nice quality of life, and the amount of time you'll spend grinding it is... Will you ever make that silver back? Probably not, in terms of, like, let's say I were to grind 100 hours and make, I don't know, 1 bill an hour. If I were to grind 100 bill or like 100 hours at somewhere else, a high-end spot versus potion pieces, which is not, would I ever make that potion money back? Probably not. But anyway, it's a quality of life thing you just never have to think about, so that's why I think it's worth it. And next thing I would recommend doing is going for the adventure journals. The reason why we do this is because it gives a total of family bonus stats. So AP, DP, a lot of HP, and just basically stats overall. So the reason why we do this is those stats that we saw, like the HP, AP, and DP, it goes onto your sheet, which is very good because there's brackets for your thing. So if you look at this number, for example, if you look at the AP, it says 318 plus 203. So you see how it says 318 and then 320 over here? That's our sheet AP from our gear. And then the 203 is from the bracket. And like every tier, let's say you hit a 261 AP or 269 or 265, every milestone gives you a new higher tier of extra bonus stats. And at some point it caps out past like 305 or something. But basically it's additional hidden stats on your main sheet. That's so stupid to say. I hate it. But anyway, more stats. You can look at it all on your page, and then this also counts for your buffs too. So I have a video on how to grind efficiently and tips you guys can do to improve your numbers. So if you're doing full buffs, your numbers should be a lot different. And it also depends on like what class you play. Some have higher accuracy, some have more like evasion and stuff. So yeah, definitely work on the adventure journals, because not only will it give you more stats on your main, let's say you're going into your 2nd season, right? And you want to have a little bit of a head start over newer players who are playing this game. So if you were to make a new character at like level 1, right? I don't know. Let me just find a new character. These like 9 AP that you got from the adventure journals over here, that will carry over to any new character you make on this account. So, for example, a newer player who's just starting out with like 3 AP on the weapon, suddenly if you do this, you're starting out with 3 plus 9 as a beginner. So it definitely speeds things up over time, helps you with new brackets and just more overall family stats, which are very good. There are some journals that take a lot of time, but I do believe the important ones are the Igor Bartali ones, which I believe is just the ones you should do. Some are time gated by like weeklies, and you just get them over time. So I definitely recommend starting them as soon as possible, and then you'll get them all over some time, and definitely good. And especially if you are an enhancer or something else, you get permanent enhancement stacks, which it goes up to 5. It's kind of nice to have, definitely not necessary. But I think that if you are a hardcore player or a competitive person, these stats, they are not optional. You kind of need them. So yeah, you don't have to do it, but if you have any sort of competitiveness in whatever you do, these are not optional. You have to do them. And yeah, so let's get into grinding versus life skilling to progress your gear. Now, I could talk about this for literally hours, but to keep things short, there are like more or less 2 branches you can go. So there's grinding, which you guys already know of, killing enemies, doing your rotation, getting silver an hour. And then there's life skilling, which is over here. And there's a lot of basic tasks that you've probably done in other MMOs, like fishing. That's in literally every MMO you've probably played. Cooking, alchemy. So all of them connect to each other in one way. So for example, there's gathering, which connects to cooking and alchemy, which allows you to craft potions and food for yourself for grinding and helps you improve it all. And then there's just a lot of things overall to do just over time. So find something that's interesting to you, stick to that, and work on your gear. So we have a video that I made that covers most of how to go about gear progression that I'll leave in the description. And I basically give tips on what order to go upgrade your gear and how to go about saving money. And the number one tip that I can give people is get the item that gives you the most stats for the least amount of silver. And for example, let's actually do a quick example right now. If we talk about the Jetina one that we talked about earlier in terms of the guaranteed progression path, there's a thing called a crescent ring that you're going to get at Penn, right? So at Tet, we look at it. It's 17 AP, and at Penn, it's 20 AP, right? So plus 3. And the price of that is 60 billion silver. And another option, well, it's not part of the Jetina, but it is an upgrade path you're going to go down eventually. So you see how the belt is 17 AP and then the belt is 20 AP. And the difference is it's 45 billion. So you see how that was a 15 billion silver difference, but the stats are exactly the same. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. I talk about all those in the video. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I try to give you tips on how to improve as fast as you can and being as efficient as you can. Eventually, your goal is to get all of them anyway, so I just want you guys to progress as efficiently and make sure not to waste too much extra silver doing unnecessary things. So yeah, that was just one example of gear upgrades that I could talk about, and just over time, hopefully that helps. So yeah, there's a lot of things I could talk about, but those are just some of the basic tips I wanted to give you guys in terms of progression, and hopefully you guys learned something. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you stick around and follow the channel, and I upload daily. So for everyone who's new to the channel or new to the game, returning players or people who are looking to get better, I hope my videos help you. And throughout July and part of August, I do have a affiliate code. It's on the screen somewhere. If you want to use it when picking up the game or upgrading the game or just buying A coins or pearls, use my code Jonlaw and I get a small portion of what you spend on the package. I'd really appreciate it. And even if you wanted to play free to play, that's cool with me. As long as these videos are entertaining and or informative for you, that's all that really matters. So once again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you are sticking around, and have a fantastic day.